SciAstra internship workshop because I joined that workshop as a first year student. And जब first year में होते हो आप नए कॉलेज में आए हो आपको इतनी सारी चीज़ों का मैं पता नहीं होता है like what I feel is when you come to a university like DU तो अपनी curriculum को figure out करने में ही time जा रहा है and thinking about internships or something beyond it becomes a little overwhelming at times. Like I feel joining this workshop was one of the best decisions because I got a lot of I would say clarity in the roadmap. So I came to know about NPTEL basically from one of the mentors of the internship workshop.
क्योंकि फिर बाद में जाके you have to struggle more, you have to work harder, put in extra efforts. Why to do that when you have the time and energy to put into that directly?
To be honest, this is not going to help you in the long run. If you get two opportunities, the first thing that you should consider is whether it is in your research alignment or not. If it is not, institute के prestige की तरफ आप अगर जा रहे हो, that will not help you in the long run. The first thing that you need to consider is it in the research alignment or not?
Hi everyone, आज की हमारी गेस्ट है संचेता पराशर. संचेता comes from Assam and फिलहाल she is at Delhi University at Ramjas College जहाँ से वो अपना BSc Honors in Botany कर रही हैं. उनका academic record so far has been really good जहाँ उन्होंने 9.41 CGPA consistently maintain कर रखा है in her department and she has stayed in the top 10% of her department also. संचेता की research journey में काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ें रही हैं, काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग किस्से रहे हैं जिसके बारे में आज हम बात करेंगे. स्पेसिफिकली कैसे NPTEL ने उनकी हेल्प की थी काफ़ी ज़्यादा इन इनिशियल फर्स्ट ईयर टू गेट हर इनटू हर फर्स्ट इंटर्नशिप. And also, she will tell us about her recent achievement where she got selection into a global project. Sanjita ने BRIC InSTEM Bangalore की एक research lab में international collaboration को join करा है as part of her internship this year. ये project publication ethics in ecology and evolution पर focused है जिसमें वो जर्मनी के सेकेंडबर्ग बायोडाइवर्सिटी एंड क्लाइमेट रिसर्च सेंटर के रिनाउंड इकोलॉजिस्ट के साथ काम कर रही होंगी विच इज रियली गुड फॉर हर थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंटशिप. सर के साथ शी वाज वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट बैचेस इन द इंटर्नशिप वर्कशॉप जिसका हिस्सा थी वो एंड शी लर्नड CV बिल्डिंग, साइंटिफिक राइटिंग, इंटरव्यूज कैसे देने हैं, ये सब चीज़ें उन्होंने सीखी, अपने स्किल्स को काफ़ी पॉलिश किया एंड वी विल नो अबाउट दीज थिंग्स इन टुडेज पॉडकास्ट. सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी रिच पॉडकास्ट जहाँ पे आप काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें उनसे जान रहे होंगे. कम ऑन, लेट्स ऑल वेलकम संचिता टुडे एंड लेट्स हियर हर story. Sanjita, why don't you start with introducing yourself? And मैंने introduction दे दिया, but why don't you tell us more about yourself?
So, hello everyone. As my introduction has been done, my name is Sanchayeeta Parashar, and currently I'm a third year student at Ramjas College. And I had joined the internship workshop of SciAstra in the year of 2024, and I was one of the students in the maiden batch. So I have learned a lot of valuable skills, starting from CV building to interview tips and portfolio building, and all the things that are required in starting a research journey as a first year undergraduate student. So here I am today to share some snippets of my journey, and I hope it will be helpful for the upcoming students as well.
Nice to hear your introduction. The first question that I have for you is going to be targeted to first year students. तो जनरली क्या होता है ना, फर्स्ट ईयर में लोग इतना रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप्स वगैरह को एक्सप्लोर नहीं करते, बट एज यू टोल्ड मी that you did some NPTEL courses in cell and molecular biology. How were these decisions made? मतलब usually people don't make these decisions academically, either they stick to their coursework at most या फिर कभी कभी वो लोग कॉलेज की ही लाइफ में they try to stick to that. But how did you make this decision कि या फिर NPTEL you have to explore things outside your daily coursework?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that question. To answer this, I back again to the SciAstra internship workshop because I joined that workshop as a first year student. And जब फर्स्ट ईयर में होते हो आप नए कॉलेज में आए हो आपको इतनी सारी चीज़ों का मैं पता नहीं होता है लाइक व्हाट आई फील इज व्हेन यू कम टू अ यूनिवर्सिटी लाइक DU तो अपनी करिकुलम को फिगर आउट करने में ही टाइम जा रहा है एंड thinking about internships or something beyond it becomes a little overwhelming at times. Like I feel joining this workshop was one of the best decisions because I got a lot of, I would say, clarity in the roadmap. So I came to know about NPTEL basically from one of the mentors of the internship workshop.
In the internship workshop,
Not at all.
that's when I introduced किया था. There you were introduced by one of the mentors के NPTEL एक platform है, it's a free platform. There are several courses, world class institutes से पढ़ाते हैं. There you came to know about this, right? So this peer building, this
Exactly.
mentorship is exactly the thing that is required for first year students. Especially अगर आप एक ऐसे कॉलेज से बिलोंग करते हो जहाँ पे या तो लोग बहुत रिसर्च को लेके सीरियस नहीं है, people are there either for just a degree, or even in ISERs there are times, or even in IITs there are times when first year students are not too serious about internships or research. They're just there to enjoy, which is not bad at all. But if there are resources that exist, it's always nice to utilize them, especially if they're free. Because फिर बाद में जाके you have to struggle more, you have to work harder, put in extra efforts. Why to do that when you have the time and energy to put into that directly? So that's a very good thing to see कि आपने उसको utilize किया, आपने उसका benefit उठाया, and you got a good offer from ISER Pune. But I think you did not choose that. You did not take that in for some reason, right?
I didn't choose that because that was for 8 weeks, minimum 8 weeks के लिए रहना था. And since you mentioned I'm from Assam, so at the time I had a family issue,
Yeah,
a
completely
medical
fine.
emergency basically. So I have to go back here. But anyways, this is a good, I feel, achievement in some way because you get to know that yes, if you crack the exam or you take BTL courses seriously, then it is a good pathway to crack an internship,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah, and plus it goes on
Especially
your
for first
CV
year.
if you crack the exam, you can write that.
Absolutely.
So follow-up question based on your first year is that how did you manage your academics? Because in research or coming to pure sciences, it's hard to manage your academics plus find your research interests as well as do extra courses, be those extracurricular or those might be purely academic, such as those that you did for NPTEL. So how did you manage these things as well as maintain a good CGPA? Because first year के students को अगर दिमाग में रखते हुए इसका जवाब दें, तो how do you think you would want to tell them that find your interest and also maintain a good academic record?
So, the answer I would think it lies in finding the interconnectedness whatever you're doing. Basically, अगर आप इस तरह से सोचोगे कि मैं बहुत सारे काम एक साथ ले रही हूँ, तो it would be in some or the other way a little overwhelming for you. Okay, I'm taking an NPTEL course, I'm learning Python, I'm going to lab, I'm making my assignments, I'm also participating in some society work in first year. So, if you find an interconnectedness among all these things, first of all, you won't feel overwhelmed, right? You can basically play this mental game with your brain that, okay, I'm not doing 10 things at a time. This is interconnected. Like, for example, if I'm taking an NPTEL course on cell biology, somewhere or the other, it is building my foundation for my semester exams. If I'm learning molecular biology, it will help me with my lab work. That is how you maintain that interconnectedness and protect yourself from a burnout, right? If you get a burnout, then of course your performance will be hampered. And second thing that I feel for maintaining the CGPA again, when you come to your college, it is totally different from your school, right? And the curriculum is different. The way you need to study here, the way you need to figure out things is different. So I feel that you devote some time, right? I guess like in August, the new session will begin. We'll be having new freshers coming up to institutes. So you need to take some time, like probably take like a month or something. You talk to your seniors, how the system works here, how the academic system works, right? What are the criteria and what exactly should be my study strategy to crack these exams? Right. And of course, maintaining a good CGPA, like at least an 8.5 CGPA, is very crucial in today's competitive world, especially if you want to survive in academia or like kickstart your journey here. So, yes, I feel these things are like, I would say, some of the tips from my end.
Right, right. Especially first year में जब you're not able to figure out what you want, it's good to then chase academic excellence because you might not always understand what you want to do, but you might be feeling good if you score well. If you're good at something, then it's easier to figure out what you want to pursue for longer, rather than saying कि मुझे तो यही करना है, and I would start doing that as hard as possible and score terribly everywhere else. That puts down your morale. So it's better to do well in all areas if you're unsure what you want to do. However, if you figure out what you want to do and just do that, so you're already good at that. It's better to focus at academic excellence. And I would say this is a good thing कि first year में आप track record अच्छा रखो तो बाद में आप थोड़ा सा deviate भी करोगे इधर उधर. It's fine. You'll be able to manage overall and it's not much of a burden on your brain. First year students के लिए तो advice यही है कि जितना हो सकता है don't be lenient. Try working on your transcript, improve your CGPA, CPI, whatever system is, and get a good score. This really puts you on the pedestal कि आपको लगता है कि मुझे चीज़ आती है. Instead of saying कि oh अच्छा score लेके क्या करना है. This is all nonsense which some of the seniors might feed you, your batchmates might feed you, but completely ignore this nonsense. Be very serious about this thing, right? So here I would ask a follow-up question since we're talking about first year journey only. तो आपको SciAstra की workshop ने कैसे help किया in figuring out your interest? It did have an influence, or how it did help you in your first year to build your CV, your SOPs or scientific writing? वहाँ पर कुछ कैसे specifically आपको help किया था?
So SciAstra workshop mein basically we used to have our classes on weekends. It was on Saturday, Sunday, and it was not like a lecture. Basically, it was, I guess, this is something like a kinesthetic learning. You learn by doing it. So we were also given assignments to make our own CV. Task, I guess, where you have to find the 5 suitable professors as per your research interest alignment, and then draft cold mails. And then we were supposed to show these cold mails to our mentors in the next class. So these kind of exercises basically help me, I would say, as a kinesthetic learning, articulate my thoughts and basically learn about the scientific approach of writing and cold emailing. So वो एक तरीके से foundation SciAstra ने build करा था मेरा. And again CV का I say कि first year में जब आप बना रहे हो तो थोड़ा सा आपको ऐसा feel हो सकता है कि I don't have the relevant experiences. It is totally fine. Start with it because CV is something that you always keep on updating, right? धीरे धीरे achievements आएंगी and you keep on updating it. SciAstra helped me to write my CV. First, जो मेरा first CV था, I would say it was the first CV of my life, if I'm not wrong. So धीरे धीरे चीजें step by step build up हुई.
Right. Very good to hear कि you
I hope that
mentioned the
answers the
point कि
question.
CV को अपडेट करते रहना चाहिए. मैंने काफ़ी स्टूडेंट्स को देखा है बोलते हुए कि भैया मेरा CV बन गया है, now I'm happy. Fourth year तक CV बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You have to keep updating your CV. It's not like कि एक रेसिपी है तो perfect हो गई, अभी उसको कुछ करना ही नहीं है. It has to be updated as much as you can tweak
Yeah.
it, as much as you can personalize it. Because लोगों ने अपने CVs पर
Personalized too.
templates. Yes, it has to be personalized. It's your curriculum vitae. If you don't personalize it, how will somebody judge you, right? That's very important. I think काफी अच्छी advice दी. Please people listen to her. She's talking some golden words here. The first year के लिए अच्छी advice है. That's very very relevant to you. Sanjita, from your NPTEL information, I just want to say something to the students is that SciAstra is also planning to bring several course specific or niche specific courses. So you guys would rather stay tuned for those. वो भी काफी exciting रहेंगे and would be tailored for you. क्योंकि हमको काफ़ी स्टूडेंट से फीडबैक मिलते रहते हैं तो इट वुड बी वेरी अंडरस्टैंडेबल कि आपको उन कोर्सेज से काफ़ी फ़ायदा होगा तो प्लीज़ जस्ट स्टे ट्यून फॉर दैट हम काफ़ी सारे रेलेवेंट कोर्सेज लेके आ रहे हैं और आपको अगर कोई कोर्सेज चाहिए चाहे साइंटिफिक राइटिंग से रिलेटेड हो इंटर्नशिप वर्कशॉप तो हम ला ही रहे हैं वापस से इस महीने एंड मे बी यू वांट समथिंग ऑन कोडिंग राइट और पाइथन और आर और स्पेसिफिक टू सम सब्जेक्ट please put those comments in the comment section below and we will try to make those courses as soon as possible, right? So what I would like to ask you now, Sanjita, is आप अपनी recent internship के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. We won't go too much into detail on what the research aspect is, who you're working with, what you're working with. Not exactly that, but tell me about your interest, why you want to pursue this field, and how do you think this particular internship, affect or let's say might help you in your future endeavors in this field, or if you want to switch a field in that also in general, because this is an international collaboration. So of course there are going to be several perks in working in a research environment where you are with people from around the globe. Bataiye, tell me your thoughts on this and how you got interested in this field in the first place.
So I first of all, thank you for asking me this question. To answer this, for the audience, I'll just give a little context. So my research interest, since I come from botany background, BSc honors botany, so my interest lies basically in ecology and conservation. And again, I trace this back to my roots, to my home state, that is Assam. And as you know, Assam is known for its rich biodiversity and heritage. And growing up, I have मेरे लिए तो weekend trips भी upper Assam के highways में ही होता था. That used to be like an ecology excursion for me. कहीं ना कहीं वो एक चीज था जो इकोलॉजी एंड कंजर्वेशन के प्रति मेरा एक इंटरेस्ट बचपन से आया जब तक हमें ये फैंसी टर्म्स जैसे सस्टेनेबिलिटी फॉरेस्ट्री के बारे में पता नहीं होता था. एंड एज आई ग्रू अप आई एक्सप्लोर्ड बॉटनी एंड आई फाउंड I would say an alignment with my thoughts and वो एक inner spirit होती है, right? So yeah, that's why I've chosen botany. And this internship is basically about ecology and evolution, right? With the conservation perspective. So yes, this is going to help me with my future vision. Here I would like to mention one more thing about the interview tips. Whenever you are getting interviewed by your professor, there are certain things that you need to keep in mind. First point is your honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity in this case, I mean about your genuine interest. You cannot be using a lot of adjectives to describe yourself. You cannot be like, I would say, you cannot show a fake interest anywhere, because that would be caught in a second, right? They are experienced people. They're expert in their field, so they know who person has a genuine interest and who is actually trying to, beat around the bush. It's not like that, right? So being interviewed for this opportunity, like, of course, I was asked about some technical questions in ecology. I could answer some of them. Of course, the ones which I could not answer, I honestly said, okay, I'll read about, right? That is obviously the safest option. It shows your genuine interest. So for the audience, also has connection with my future plans and ambitions. It's kind of like a dream for me to work for Majuli. Majuli happens to be one of the largest river islands of Asia. It's located in Assam, and it is the hub for biodiversity and its rich flora and fauna. However, it is diminishing at a very alarming rate because of the recurrent floods and erosion. And it is being predicted that within a few centuries, we might even lose that island completely. I would say very alarming for ecologists, for researchers, for botanists to work on this perspective. And when I mentioned about this interest, or I would say rather a dream project of mine, I pitched this idea to him. Like in a very crisp manner, because the interviews are not very lengthy, right? You don't get speak for a longer time. So he was actually interested about it. Like, I feel that that was one of the factors that has actually led me to this opportunity of collaborating. So yes, and coming to the second part of the question, how it will help me to navigate my future ambitions. So after my selection, after getting the offer letter, when I got a chance to interact with the other two collaborators also. So they happen to be stationed at the Senckenberg Institute of Biodiversity and Climate Change. So I feel that this is something that is going to provide navigation to my dreams, and also had an informal talk with them about my goals and like how I want to pursue. And I was very lucky, I feel, that they said that they already have a lot of networks who are working on this perspective, not exactly this, but something around it. So they said, I can connect you with those people. You can maybe like work with under them or learn under them in the future. So I feel this has opened new avenues for me, and looking forward to a great learning experience. And my work in this internship would be on publication ethics for ecology and evolution. And I let's see how it goes. Maybe we can talk about this later next year once I complete my work.
Yes, yes, that's
So,
good optimism. And rather, I would say when you stand on the pedestal of working with people from around the globe, specifically in the field that you're interested in, you definitely get more options to explore that field. आपको connections मिलते हैं through those people. And the expertise is kind of interesting to deal with, you know. They're not too egoistic about it. They are kind of
okay.
humble. They are cute, in fact, when it comes to discussions, and they want to know more about you. And I find this very interesting. When you discuss with people who come from different ethics or different part of the world, they have very interesting vision and views about different aspects, especially when they hear your own thoughts. मुझे लगता है you will enjoy this a lot, especially if you plan to go to
Absolutely.
Germany or outside India to pursue your master's or PhD. I think this field has a lot of scope for you. And if you plan to come back to India, you might be able to contribute great capacity also. So that's a very good thing. However, the next question is going to target your personal experience with one or two internships that you had, because I want to contrast two things. You are going to do something with global scientists, but you also left two opportunities,
Yes.
right? One at IISER Pune and one at IITs. So generally क्या होता है, लोगों को लगता है if we leave this opportunity, they have this fear of missing out कि मुझे दोबारा कोई अच्छी opportunity नहीं मिलेगी, या दोबारा मुझे किसी इस इतने अच्छे professors या faculties या scientists या institute पे काम करने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा. How do you think that really affected you? Did that, as we can see, it did not really, you know, bring down everything on you. कुछ दुनिया नहीं हिल गई है, कुछ पहाड़ नहीं फट गया है, but everything is working out for you so far. But what would you say at that moment was, you know, your mindset कि जब इसको मैं छोड़ रही हूँ, I'm leaving these opportunities. What was your mindset back then?
Okay. So yes, indeed, it's a very valid question. As a fresher, or I'd say undergraduate students के लिए हमारा ये एक mindset रहता है कि of course I got an offer from a premium institute. Then like I would say कि कभी-कभार बच्चों का क्या होता है कि वो बेसिकली उस चीज़ को भी नहीं देख रहे हैं कि किस टॉपिक पे काम होगा, राइट? दे आर नॉट इवन दैट मच इंटरेस्टेड, उस चीज़ पे भी थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर लेते हैं कभी, ओके इफ इट्स नॉट इन alignment with my research interest, if it is something very deviant, but still if I'm getting the tag of a particular institute, be it an IIT or IISER, okay, I should go for it. But to be honest, this is not going to help you in the long run. If you get two opportunities, right, and if first thing that you should consider is whether it is in your research alignment or not. If it is not, and कोई भी दूसरा आप मतलब बेसिकली जो है मैं कहूँगी इंस्टीट्यूट के प्रेस्टीज की तरफ आप अगर जा रहे हो, दैट विल नॉट हेल्प यू इन द लॉन्ग रन. The first thing that you need to consider is it in the research alignment or not? For example, if I have two offers, right? एक है जो मुझे शायद कहीं न कहीं मेरा जो ड्रीम है, उस तक पहुँचने में हेल्प करेगा, उस तक मुझे नेविगेट करने में हेल्प करेगा. I should be wise enough to choose it. Even if it's an online internship, doesn't matter. It will open new networking opportunities for me. So you have to evaluate the pros and cons of all of it and then choose it wisely rather than running behind a particular prestigious tag or I would say any other pros. And you have to consider the pros and cons, evaluate, and be wise enough and take a sound decision. That's what I would like to say. And of course, there are, while evaluating pros and cons, a lot of personal factors are involved in it. That is subjective, of course.
I mean, that's true. You know, your logical has to take over your emotional senses here. लोगों के होता है ना, it happens, but still you have to be very pragmatic in this sense because, you know, 2 years down the line, where you went wouldn't really matter, but what you did is going to matter the most. People have to be really careful. तो first year के जितने भी students हैं, they come to me, they say, मुझे यहाँ internship मिल रही है, but मेरा interest नहीं है, मैं चला जाऊँ क्या? I tell them, please don't waste your time. Instead, stay at home, learn something. You know, read books or maybe learn some skill. That is the most important thing you can do. Learn to read papers. In fact, if possible, do some reading project, but don't do something that you don't want to do. If you're just exploring, then do whatever the hell you want. But in that case, okay, you can try to figure out what you want to do later on. But अगर कुछ पता है, but interest नहीं है, तो जबरदस्ती why do you want to do that, right? Then you're just dragging yourself through the mud for no reason. So in that case, you're really not going to get much out of it. So it's good to know that you made a pragmatic choice and you figured out what you want. And at the end of the day, you want to do what you want to do, and you're doing that. And that's a very, very good thing to see in a student, especially who's just in her third year right now and not even finished their degree. तो काफी mature चीज देखने को मिलती है, and that's very appreciative. You know, I feel ऐसे students जितने ज्यादा होंगे उतनी ही ज्यादा भलाई है हमारे Indian culture में, and that's very, very nice. So tell me, from your university, your institute, Ramjas College, how is the atmosphere there? How are people about research internships or in your pure sciences, especially? लोगों का क्या mentality है? Do people really take research very seriously or they're just casual about it?
Okay, so coming to my college, मेरे college में what I feel by spending 3 years that there is a research environment, there is a lot of scientific temperament, especially जो basic sciences के department है. It is very good to see that also people promote interdisciplinary science here. Like in my first year, as I mentioned, I did my internship in my institute itself. It was from the Department of Chemistry, right? It was my work was basically on bioactive compound extraction. So Miranda House, Hindu, KMC, all of them together in a, I would say, in a campus. So yeah, we can basically go for the collaborations also. Like many of my friends, they have done internships in Miranda House, in KMC, and like in Dolatram College also, we have a zebrafish lab there. So yes, there is research temperament, but of course, professors are very enthusiastic to take students, those who actually show the genuine interest in it, because it's Delhi University after all. Everyone have their own interests here. So yes, but for people interested in research, yes, you do have opportunities if you know how to grab them.
That's very good to know. Even though people have opportunities, they are not very interested in research. So even with limited research infrastructure, etc., if people are able to do this, I mean, then anybody can do anything. So it doesn't matter आप कहाँ से आते हो. If you're from IISERs, IITs, or NISER, IISc, or from any other institute within India, if you want to pursue research, you need infrastructure. Yes, you need financial support. Yes, you need motivation. Yes, you need to find out your branch of interest. But yes, you have to work for that. I mean, you can't just get everything by asking for it. You have to work for it. First year के बच्चों के लिए, second year के बच्चों के लिए, I just want to give this message, and she also gave the same message, that despite what you're presented with, whatever cards you're dealt with, work with those. Okay, you will eventually exchange those cards for better cards, and then you will progress through that. And when you look back upon it, you will say those cards were not too bad, they were all right, and we made it at the end of the day. So that's a nice message to sort of conclude this podcast on. 2 minutes for your personal segment where aap bataiye what you want to tell for SciAstra, how that has been helpful. This has to be very conclusive. लोगों को पता चलना चाहिए how that helped you through your first year or second year, how that shaped your perspective towards research, what doors it opened. So just tell us what you think, and if you want, you can give us a rating, a very honest rating to tell what you feel we are for students when it comes to research.
First of all, I would thank the platform for having me here today. And of course, SciAstra has got a very crucial role in building my journey. I would say, in one word, that what SciAstra has contributed in my life so far in my academic journey is providing two aspects. First is navigation, and second thing is clarity. Because as a first year student, I lacked both, right? It provided me the correct navigation and to follow the correct pathway. It provided me with a roadmap and also gave me a lot of clarity. I think I was very confused when I joined this internship workshop. And second factor that is actually influencing my rating on this workshop is it provides me with lifetime guidance and mentorship. It was not that मैंने internship workshop complete किया तो उसके बाद like I had no access or connections with the mentors. Whenever I used to have any doubts, anything related to my academics, be it, for example, मुझे कहीं कोई poster presentation करने जाना है, I need guidance, मुझे abstract लिखना नहीं आता. Yeah, that was again that brings it to my mind. In my first year, I tried abstract writing also. There was the scientific writing workshop, so that helped me a lot to learn about how exactly do you dissect a research paper, how you extract meaning out of it. So ये सारी चीजें भी जो है एक तरीके से हम कहते हैं ना बेसिक्स आपका जो build होता है when it comes to scientific communication, वो मुझे SciAstra से मिला था. Coming back to the mentorship, yes, it provides you with lifetime guidance, I would say, because you have the contact with the mentors. You have access to the Telegram channel. You can post your doubts there. Career counseling, I would say. So that compels me to give a rating of 9.5 out of 10 to the SciAstra internship workshop, and it is highly recommended for the students out there, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your college, your year of study. You should definitely join this workshop. It can be a turning point in your life.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here, and wish you all the very best.
That was very good to hear. We will work on that 0.5 that you missed out in the rating. But as we hear from you, that this feedback is really rewarding when it comes to guiding students. That's the whole point, Because देखो, in India, people don't get that much guidance. I would say outside India, there are several things people want to do. They have different atmosphere. They have different avenues to chase. Country हमारी एक ऐसी है where people need to help other people. If they don't do that, I think we really will be stuck. And coming down to R&D, that needs the most push in today's time. Otherwise, we are just stuck today where we are. We are 100 years behind in AI and development of certain technologies, etc. We don't have a single particle accelerator in the country, which is completely irritating for me. But we really have to push this, and seeing students from this generation take research seriously and actually discuss it freely really gives me some solace and some peace कि हम संभाल लेंगे आगे 50-60 साल में देश को. But seeing you, I find it quite confident. Yes, it's very nice to meet you, and it was wonderful having you here today, and I really enjoyed the conversation. And in future, if you need any help from SciAstra whatsoever, we're always there for you. We always open our doors to our students. So feel free to reach out. We have our team. We have people. You can reach out to me, anybody. And it was wonderful having you here today. And to students, I want to say that please subscribe for more such videos, because we will bring on more students. We will bring on more experts in the field. And we will be bringing more such interactions जहाँ से आपको चीज़ें पता चल रही होगी, आपका भला हो रहा होगा. And I think this is going to be a big deal. Podcasts इस field में कम होते हैं, and we are trying to really push this further. So all the very best to all the students watching this today. I want to thank you all for sticking around. I hope आपको कुछ अच्छी चीज़ें पता चली होंगी. And if you have any questions, queries whatsoever, if you want to reach out to us, our comment section is always open. Please ask the questions, and we will answer those immediately. All the very best, and thank you everyone for watching. I'm Sagar here. This is Sanchayeeta. And we had Ritika also, one of our team members in the background who will not speak anymore, who was monitoring this whole meeting. So thanks to her also for sticking around. And all the very best. See you on the next podcast. Till then, bye bye, everyone. Bye.